Welcome to all. This is Sebastian. Here I want to talk about a very important concept, a very important Neville Goddard concept. Daring to assume your wish is already fulfilled. I apologize. I woke up not such a long time ago, so I might not be at my best right now, but I'll do whatever I can to convey and impart the message I want to impart. Okay, let's start. So, daring to assume that you already have your wish fulfilled. More specifically, daring to think the right thoughts. That's the key. And the key word in this phrase is daring, to dare. Why did Neville Goddard use the word dare? And I heard this the first time from the YouTuber named Illuminating Joy. And she said that it takes courage to dare to assume the wish fulfilled. It takes courage to dare to think the right thoughts. And that is very important to understand because it's very easy. And I think for those of you who are familiar with the law of attraction, Neville Goddard and Joseph Irving, we all been down this stream of thoughts and streams of emotions, right? We see a video, we read a book, and we pump. That's why inspiration is better than motivation, because motivation is short-lived most of the time. Like I can start clapping my hands, like jumping around like Tony Robbins, and it's saying you're the best, blah, 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 and motivate you to go to the gym, for example, or do something. But this motivation is not necessarily lasting. You know what I mean? Inspiration will push you even though you're not motivated. That's what I'm saying. But I digress. So, you watch a video, you read a book, you read a passage, you talk to a friend who's encouraging you, etc., and then you're motivated. Then what happens? Manifestations and techniques and disciplining your mind is not something that you do 3 times a week, like going to the gym, or you're on a diet where you eat 2-3 times a day and forsake certain dishes and certain foods because you cannot, and eat this healthier food in a smaller quantities. That is hard in and of itself. But when it comes to disciplining the mind, it's a whole different ballgame. It's all day, every day. As soon as you wake up until you fall asleep. Some would argue even when you sleep. But that is a subject for another discussion, another video, another podcast. So that's why motivation is not the best way to go about it, because I myself will pray to this every now and then. Thank God I have a good background in meditation, so I can cope and be aware of those kinds of emotions. But you know what I mean? Like you watch a video and you feel so good about yourself. It's like, I know what I'm doing. I know, and you feel good. You feel you have faith, and you do at this moment. You do feel faith, and you feel like now I'm on the right path. I'm going to get whatever I want. I'm doing it right? Well, I've been there many times over, right? But what happens in between those moments? Then after you're like, oh no, I thought I got it. I'm not so sure. I need to watch another video, blah, 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 blah. And that's a vicious cycle, a vicious circle, whatever you want to call it. Because we keep on doing this. We're like motivated, then we're not motivated, we're motivated, and we're not motivated, etc., right? So what it's important to do is, as Neville Goddard says, dare to assume that your wish is fulfilled. Dare to think the right thoughts. Because in those moments when you are motivated, when you're pumped up, it's easy, it's effortless. But what happens in those moments in between when you're not so pumped up, when you're neutral, and even worse, when you're negative, when everything seems to go down a whirlwind of shit, what are you supposed to do then? Dare. Be courageous. Dare to assume that you have the wish fulfilled. And what I mean by that is dare to use the techniques and dare to think the right thoughts and dare not to dwell on the old conversations, as Neville Goddard would write about, would talk about. And this is obviously a subject for another video as well. But dare to think the right thoughts. Dare to forsake the old man, as Neville Goddard would call it, and dare to install incorporate the new man, the new conversation. And daring is a really, really good word. And I'm happy that Neville Goddard used that word, because it will take some daring. Because it's not so easy to walk around and let go and not dwell on the old conversation, because our eyes will see things that will contradict our wish fulfilled. So in those moments, we have to have the courage. We need to dare not to see with our eyes, but to see with our mind. So we close our eyes in this reality, in the 3D reality, to what we see, and we open our eyes in the 4D dimension in our mind, in our imagination, to see what we want to see, regardless of what we see in our 3D. And that's why we need to dare, and that's why we need to be courageous. We need to persist. But first we need to dare. We need to be daring, because not a lot of people will be able to keep on doing it over and over again. And as I said in one of my previous videos, you don't know how much time it will take. And you cannot speculate. You can only speculate when it comes to, am I doing it right or wrong? First of all, you always have to think you're doing it right. But truthfully, there's nobody in the sky, in the heaven above, even yourself, that can tell you if you're doing it right. Scientifically, so to speak, right? So you don't need to think about this. You need to dare to think you're doing it right. Dare to think the right thought. Dare to think thoughts that are aligned with you having your wish fulfilled. And that's my video for today. Dare. Keep on daring. If you do not dare, there will be things coming to prevent you from going forward. Because when you dare think the right thoughts and you persist until the assumption hardens into facts, then you will understand why daring was the right thing to do. Because it is something that will take courage. First and foremost, for those of you who have read anything by David Hawkins, the late David Hawkins, courage is the first high vibration. It's the transition between the lower realms of vibration and the higher realms of vibration. Everything starts at courage. Once you're at courage, it gets better and better. But you have to go through courage. And I'm very, very happy that the late David Hawkins, the great late David Hawkins, used courage as the transitional from the lower realms to the higher realms of vibration. Because it is. Everything is about courage at the beginning. Because we need to dare to believe that this will work for us. We need to dare to think the right thoughts. We need to dare to persist in believing, even though we don't see it, even if everything is contradicting what we see in our 3D, what we see in our 3D world is contradicting everything we wish for, everything we have in our mind, in our imagination. If everything goes down the drain, if everything goes to shit, we need to be daring and persist and be courageous. So be daring, be courageous, and persist. That's my video for today. I'm Sebastian. I'm a manifestation mindset and meditation coach, MMM, the 3 M's. So if you need my help, check in the description box below. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Anchor, check my website, check my page. And all my information is there somewhere on my website or in the description box below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. Give me feedback so I know what I can talk about in my next videos to make sure I do things that are helpful for you guys. Thank you so much once again, and I'll see you very soon.